Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I'm going to be using that sketch by Helen Croft, and the squares I am going to use are cut out of papers from Crate Papers Craft Market line, and I used a mixed media, I think is what it's called, die, and I had picked that die up from Tuesday morning. I'm going to ink the edges of the squares with this Tim Holtz Distress ink in walnut. The background that I'm going to use is another one of those DCWV cardstock pattern papers, just flipped over to the back side. The pictures that I'm going to scrapbook are a picture of my husband and a picture of myself. We are at the Jepson Center here in Savannah, and they have an area in there that's interactive, and it's basically for kids. But we went in there. It was when my niece was here, and we took my niece and my son there, and we were playing with all the interactive elements as well. They had clothes and like these pieces of columns that you could put your head in, and so we played with them too, and no one said anything to us, so I'm assuming that was acceptable because we didn't get in trouble. So here I am trying to get these squares on the background semi-straight. They don't end up totally straight, but they are semi-straight. And what I am going to end up doing is punching holes in all of the squares, and I am going to stitch around every square. I use kind of a hot pink color. I didn't write the color down of DMC floss. To do that is hand stitch, because at this point I hadn't got my new sewing machine yet, and actually I still don't have it set up, but I hadn't gotten it yet, and my old one was still not cooperating. So this layout took me a good bit of time, but I was able to I just took it out to the living room and sat there with my husband and watched some TV and stitched and watched TV with him. You'll see the next several layouts that I have all have very similar elements, and the reason why is I have not cleaned off my desk, and I will pull from things that are just sitting on my desk. So the next several layouts will have like thread nests on them because I have thread sitting on my desk. They'll have these different brads on them because they're on my desk. So it's important for me to clean my desk off every once in a while, because I'll just keep using the same things over and over if they're sitting out on my desk. So here I go with the hole punching. This is very, like I said, very time consuming. I probably should have cut more piecing of the squares out and more of the punching out. Here is after it is stitched. I kind of ruffled up the edges of the little squares, and if you notice those squares, they kind of have rounded edges, but when I did my picture and matted my pictures, I did not round the edges of the picture, and I did that on purpose. I didn't want them rounded. So I showed you one name of one piece of paper. I don't know what all the names are. They are all from the Craft Market collection. I have a ton of papers from that collection, so I had been working with it. I think I did 4 layouts in that collection before I got bored and put it up. So I put the title down. It says, "Like the Big Kids We Are." That is a sticker from the sticker sheet that is also from that collection. It says "Play, Laugh, Grow," and that little ticket says "Admit One," and it is from the collection. That tag that I just stuck down up there is also from the collection. It doesn't say anything on it. It's just like numbers or graphs or something. I'm going to put some, what did I use? I think that's crochet thread is what I put through there. And I'm going to pop the tag up on some foam tape. That is a sticker. It says "Sweet Memories." It is from the sticker pack, and that die cut I staple on, and it is from the die cut pack. Now at the bottom of here, I will draw on some lines, but I do not write my journaling on camera. And in fact, even after I'd taken the pictures and it's still sitting in front of me with the lines on it, I still have not done the journaling on it, but I will before I put it up. I put my layouts up either at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, and I will make sure that there's journaling on it before I put that up. That arrow with the teal on it is a wood arrow from Craft Market, and the one with pink is from the sticker sheet. There I just spelled out Gypsum Center, and I am putting the letters down. Those little letters are kind of like a burlap background with, I guess it's kind of cream lettering on it, and they were on the sticker sheet. And I probably should have cut this out. My word, Becky. Sorry, guys. And I do fool with this a little bit because I barely left myself enough room to spell out Gypsum Center. Sorry, coffee. It is 7:55 a.m. Sunday, March 6th. And even though I don't care to do it, I have a lot of voiceovers to do because that's the way I've been doing them lately for some reason. So here I still have this thread sitting on my desk, so I'm doing, how many did I put on there? 1, 2, 3 of those thread nest circles. I put one under the admit one ticket where those bottles are. I just had those sitting on those embellishments because they weren't wanting to stick down. I put one under the admit one up top. I put one under that pink tag up top, and I put one under Play, Laugh, and Grow down at the bottom. And that's not wanting to stick down either, but it does eventually. This thread is more of it's not quite upholstery thread. It's not quite as thick as upholstery thread, but it is a thicker than your typical cotton sewing thread. And I'm not sure why I previously had that out. So here I go with the brads because that's what I do. I had gotten some Recollections brads from, you see the back of that, it is a mess. I had gotten some Recollections brads at Michael's. I got a whole bunch of brads. I ended up taking them out, putting them all in one big box, which was, I totally regret doing that now. But I used the pink and blue that came in a pack, and then I used the hearts with a little pearl heart in the middle. I used those ones, and I put one of each at the bottom cluster, the top left cluster, and the top right cluster. See, that is such a mess on the back of that. Oh goodness. That's okay, no one's going to see the back, right? So that's totally acceptable. I really like those little heart brads with the pearls in the middle of the hearts. I like those. I wonder if I'm ever going to get over my little brad kick. Hopefully not until I get more of these used up, right? Because that would have been a waste. But they were all on clearance. Couldn't believe it. I'm going to try and get that to glue down again. It's not wanting to stay. So here I go with writing or drawing out my lines. And like I said, I still have not done journaling, but I just put the lines there in pencil. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about in the journaling. I don't know if I'm going to just talk about what I had said we were doing that day, or if I want to talk about doing silly stuff. Right there, I'm just writing the date, June 11th, 2010. That is Heidi Swap Color Shine NT. That dries really nice. I like that color. That has been sitting on my desk, so I use that a lot lately. And that's going to be the end of this video. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.